we're happy to have the chairperson of the FMYD Council. Incidentally, I was supposed to be in Choco. I just missed it because I was also supposed to go to Thailand from there, so I missed my flight and not to go to happy that that meeting we elected the chair of the council. We had briefing notes from the VP who represented the president at that meeting, and he had directed that we meet with you, with the council, and look at ways in which we can partner together to move our own youth, Nigerian youth council forward. So it's good that you came in. Yesterday, one of my staff was trying to get the number you had in the letter you wrote to the VP, but we're not able to get that number. Maybe because you're already on board. So we're happy to do. So we're happy to have you here, and we want to use you as the role model, as the director said, to reach out to other youth organizations in this country and look at youth, not just youth being involved in politics, but youth involved in development, youth empowerment programs. Youth employment programs so that we can create opportunities for the youth of this country and create wealth and therefore have a better nation moving forward. So we want to have youth that will act as catalysts to move youth away from thuggery in politics, youth militancy and so on, but having youth really interested in development issues, developing the youth, developing the country, and therefore having a better nation. So I know in the letter you wrote, you had asked for an audience with the VP, so we'll be able to plan and have time that is right and convenient for the people to meet. Go with you with the minister to say you did. But we'll try to see time that's convenient for the people. But apart from that, we want to partner with you and see how we can move some of the programs for the youth support. So I see you have other leaders from other youth organizations, which is a plus. And so it shows you're also supporting your person, isn't it? So that is good. So we'll be able to get some thoughts for you and see how we go forward. So we'll give you opportunity to do at some of your peers to tell us what you want. Thank you.
Ahmed Adamu, the Chairperson of the Commonwealth Youth Council. I'm really happy and humbled by the wonderful introduction by the Director of Network and Social Mobilization. I'm happy and I feel relaxed. I'm at home. I flew in this morning and I didn't go to bed. I said that I'm in my home country. I cannot go anywhere. I cannot sleep until I meet with my fathers and mothers. I consider the ministry as my home. If a child comes to a town, the first place he visits is his parents' home. So, having met with my biological parents, I'm meeting with my youth fathers and mothers. I think this is my home for the first time. And to me, the victory we achieve at the Commonwealth Youth Council belongs to the ministry, because I'm a product of the ministry. And I'm here to say congratulations to you, sir. Ambassador for the Ministry, and I would like to dedicate the victory to all of you here, both the youth workers and the youth themselves, because the victory is a double benefit. It's encouragement and evidence of your hard work, and also it's inspiration to the young people. So my emergence as the chairperson of the Perm Youth Council means a lot to Nigerians. And I personally, I believe that I am not representing myself. I am representing my country, my continent, and my race. Because whatever I do in the Commonwealth Council will go a very long way in defining what is the capacity or the capability of young people in Nigeria. And if I am able to showcase a very capable leadership capacity, then the great credit comes to the ministry, because you build the youth in Nigeria. And that's why I'm here to congratulate the ministry and dedicate this victory to you. And I know long before I was in student union politics or struggle. After that, then after the graduation, I established an NGO. From there I started working. And the first time I was introduced to the national youth platforms was when I saw the Federal Ministry of Youth announcement of the Gili Trust calling for nomination into the National Youth Parliament. That was in 2007. And that I took interest, and I was nominated from my state. That's the first time I was introduced to national youth development platforms. And that has really enhanced and developed my capacity, and that's why I'm here. So the Federal Ministry of Youth is the body or institution that built me to be in this capacity, because young people in the Commonwealth wouldn't have voted for me if they have not seen the capacity in me. Because it's something that we have to display and convince people on our capacity to deliver. And I earned this competence from the work of the Federal Ministry of Youth. After coming to the National Youth Parliament, where I emerged as the Chief Whip, the first Chief Whip of the Parliament, the Federal Ministry of Youth again did not stop from there. To went further to identify among the Nigerian youth parliamentarians who are those young people who have the potentials to be empowered further to represent the country beyond national level. It's on that motive that the Federal Ministry of Youth Development nominated me, or approved my nomination to represent Nigeria at the Commonwealth Youth Forum in Australia in 2011, which I would like to appreciate the effort of the Director Network and Social Organization, Mrs. Joy Ajulu. She has really done well at that time to make sure that Ahmed Adamu is nominated to represent Nigeria. And that was the first time I was ever introduced to any activity at the level of Commonwealth. So even though because of the Federal Ministry of Youth, I wouldn't have been in any way close to Commonwealth youth activities. So the Commonwealth is the Federal Ministry of Youth that introduced me to the Commonwealth. And after that, the Federal Ministry has done very well to sustain the Nigerian Parliament, which the Chief Whip, the current person that succeeded me, Ahmed, I've said sometimes. So the sustenance of the platform has really done well in empowering further young people, and I want to appreciate you for that. And personally, for me to appreciate what the Federal Ministry has done for me, I cannot pay back. When I started contesting for the Chairperson of the Commonwealth Council, though I would have wanted to have more financial support from the ministry, but I say it's something that I have to also show what I can give to myself. The Federal Ministry has done well to improve my capacity, so I have to also push myself up to the level I can. And I spend every single kobo in this campaign from my own personal money. I didn't ask for the ministry because I know the ministry has done well for me. I cannot ask for more. And I have done that, and we have achieved this victory. And this victory is for all of us. And I decided I have to come down to Nigeria to share this victory and joy with all of you. And this victory is an evidence for what you have been doing, like I mentioned. And I want to use this medium to seek for the support of the Ministry of Youth, to support me, to support the CYC, to project a good image of Nigerian young people at the economies and globe in general. And one of the few areas that I identify that we can immediately start working with is to have a very harmonized and unite national youth structure in Nigeria. Because Commonwealth Youth Council work with national youth leaders. And if we are coming to Nigeria and do 3 different sets of young leaders and saying that we are the national youth leaders, then it shows that there is no harmony and unity. So is the work responsibility of both the Commonwealth Youth Council that oversee, coordinate and unite the activities of the young people, youth organization in the Commonwealth, and the Federal Ministry of Youth that oversees youth activities in Nigeria to come together and see how we can harmonize and unite youth structures in Nigeria. Where we can have National Youth Council that is well respected and all youth organizations are paying allegiance to. And the National Youth Council can call on Nigerian youth, everyone will come together. And through that platform that young people can raise their voices, that everybody must listen to what youth are saying. But if the youth are not united, how can they amplify their voices? So our first priority in Nigeria is to ensure that we have this structure. And even we have very harmonized structure. They will have been the one to organize our reception. But the ministry staff, we want to thank you for that. I've forgotten for sending your staff to the airport to receive me. I want to thank my colleagues for waking up very early in the morning from 5 o'clock to run to the airport to receive me there. That has really sent a signal of high level of recognition and support to me. And that has really motivated me. So it's one of the first priority that I think we have to look. If the Commonwealth Youth Council wants to come and implement a program here or project, it will be more in line to see that we have the organized National Youth Council that we can work with as a contact or focal point. And the number 2 area where I think we can immediately start working with is the Commonwealth Youth Council campaign we call Youth Campaign Against Election Violence. Since the coming of democracy in 1999, in the 1999 election there were not any cost of lives in that election. But in 2013 we have lost 100 lives of young people. And in 2007 we lost 300 lives of young people. In 2011 we have lost more than 800 lives of young people. And the trend is showing that there is persistent increase in the loss of life and property of young people and the people in the country in these electoral processes. And now we are approaching the next election, which is imminent in 2015. The youth consider it very important to engage in enlightening, spreading awareness among young people to embrace peace and educate them on the electoral process of lodging complaints and the process through which they can help maintain peace after elections, because peace is what we need first in this country. And young people, they are the one engaged in any sort of crimes. So if you can engage them, educate them on the need to have peace and be the vanguard and the ambassador for peace, I think that will be very important. So the Commonwealth Youth Council is launching this campaign, and it's another reason why I'm here in Nigeria, because I want the project, the campaign, to start in Nigeria, my home country. And we will equally extend it to other Commonwealth nations where they have similar experience before. And we hope to also come down at the 6 geopolitical zones to train these young people, educate them, train them, induct them in their respective geopolitical zones. If possible, give them the identity, something that they can identify themselves as peace ambassadors, as a state, our regional marshals. And then from there we step it down to state levels and even local levels. Because we have to have a structure where we can educate young people on the need to have this peace and what is the process of election. Why can we come together to see that we have this peaceful election in the country? So this is very important. Young people, it's a responsibility of the ministry whenever there is a crisis engaged by young people. The question comes to the Federal Ministry of Youth. What are you doing that you let young people, the lives of young people, increasingly be lost after every election? So what the ministry is doing now to stop this level of activity. So So I think partnering with the Commonwealth Youth Council and engaging young people to support this project is very important considering the general elections coming in the country. And number 3 is the national dialogue. I'm not in the country, but I have heard so much about the national dialogue, the national conference. It's very important, the conference. Mr. President is really passionate about this as well. And young people, we have to also be supportive of the mission and vision of Mr. President. And part of our contribution is to see how the youth can fit in. What is the role of youth? Because if you are coming to a national conference and make big decision, very sensitive decision, they are going to affect the youth because they have more future than the current adults. Because whatever decision you make will affect the young people. So how can you bring the people that the decision you are going to make now will affect more in the process now? What's the platform where young people will participate? Of course, there's the consultations and identification of the thematic points to be discussed during this national conference. So we are making proposals where we can create online platform or offline platforms where young people think about the national dialogue. And what are the points you think should be most important? It's like coming to a meeting and say, we are having this agenda and this agenda to discuss in the meeting. So everyone have an idea of what are things to discuss and can think more on that, prepare well before coming to the meeting. So it's very important for young people to identify what are the issues that should be discussed, issues that affect them, issues that they need to be addressed for them to be empowered and for the future of young people to be better. And last thing I'm making a snapshot of everything here. The last thing that I want to see in Nigeria is this. When I was in Rwanda, not less than a month ago, I attended the Africa Youth Summit. And I met with young Uganda youth leaders. And they're telling me that they have this wonderful youth congress. In that congress, the National Youth Council of that country is very structured, very powerful platform. They call youth gathering, they come together, and in that gathering, they elect youth parliamentarians. And they sit equally like other legislators, like senators. They have their permanent seats, but they are not voted by the citizens, but they are voted by the Congress of young people. And that happens at state level. So how can we have this platform where we have maybe at every 4 years, or maybe 2 years or 1 year, to have a national youth congress, where young people will elect young parliamentarians who will go into the parliament, into the senate, to defend and represent the interests of young people. So I think it's very important that we have to also consider, and the national dialogue and the petition review is a platform where we, the Ministry of Youth, and the Commonwealth Youth Council, and any other interested youth organization, we can come together and make very powerful voice, a very powerful position on this, so that young people are given right positions of leadership. I even mentioned in one of my interviews, I appreciate Mr. President for appointing a very young man as a special advisor on youth and student matters. And that shows how President is willing to engage young people, to hear more about young people, because the essay will be very close to young people, and he can be there to represent the young people. So I think without spending longer time to talk more, I would like to conclude by saying that we look forward to more project involvement and partnership between Commonwealth Youth Council and Ministry of Youth. Even yesterday in London, I spent the whole day in the office trying to come up with draft proposals, strategic plans we are having. Even though we haven't finalized on that, we are still on consultation. We are calling for youth organizations to submit in their proposals that we can all compile as a strategic plan for Commonwealth Youth Council for 2 years. So we are still working on it, but we have the draft at the moment, and we will share it with you and look at it and see where you can come in, we can work together. We may decide, we have open opportunity to have more sponsors and partners. And all the time, we would like to liaise with you to do things together, to share the success. So I think it's something that I will also equally urge from the Ministry of Youth to give us similar opportunity. The job you do, programs you do, you share with us and see where you can come in and help and facilitate what you do and what we do. And I believe through partnerships and collaboration we can come up with a better outcome. And I'm sure, finally, this victory will go a very long way in inspiring more young people to follow the better way of youth engagement, not in partisan politics, not in crimes, but in proper, active, intelligent youth participations in youth development platforms. And finally, I want to thank you, sir. I don't think if any of my friends here have something to say. We are all speaking with one voice, and I speak, I believe, it's in line with what the youth are saying as well. So on behalf of them, we want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to meet with you.